burn. And it's not like in Africa when she used to carry buckets of water on her head. Good thing the spigot worked and the water poured. Like, this is stuff we take for granted. But if she wasn't in the bathroom and she wasn't near water, she would have probably burnt a hole through her scalp. I don't even know how they sell that stuff. They got the kids versions, they got the adult version, but it's the same formula. Google it if you don't have nothing to do. And they just water it down a little bit for the kids, but it's the same poison that's on the scalp. But anyway, it burned, you know what I'm saying? It burnt a little hole in her head. She looked in the hole and saw like a big black mark. Her hair didn't grow back for weeks. But guess what? She didn't care about that. She was looking at like, oh my God, my hair finally lays down. Just imagine the poison of trying to fit in and you don't even care about the pain you went through to really destroy the disulfide bonds of the hair that God gave you. And you just really neglected the crown, but she didn't know. She was just wanted to like, this is the answer, this is it. And the girl said, if she shows up to school with the perm, the girl's like, yada, yada. Do you want to share the password? Share?
I got it.
So what happens in my thing? So everybody like, I hope I didn't lose connection. Let me get a drink of water real quick. So everybody, when she got to the school, right? All the kids were in the school, and the girls that told her to get the perm or whatever, they was like, you got the perm like us. But they stylists, you know, they be on appointments. Mom be dropping them off. They be having timers on. They be switching it out. They juggling stuff and stuff. They know how long to keep the perm in. They know how long to rinse it out. Like, they got it down. Helen was doing this by herself. And you know you're going to do it again because you think you did it wrong the first time. So she did it once or twice. But this is the third time she had to cut her hair. One time she was in Africa, the teacher cut her hair. Second time the dude put gum in her hair, she had to cut her hair. The third time she had to cut her hair because she realized the perm destroyed her hair and it wasn't the same. It was just dead. It was just hanging. The ponytail was cool for a couple weeks, but that was it. And she wasn't winning with the black kids. The black kids were relentless. They didn't know what to do with her. She wasn't making eye contact. She looked like a little boy. Her hair wasn't growing in. Nobody knew her, right? Nobody said, look, this is little sister. Watch her, you know, she good people. She with me, you know. It was like that. And she was like, trying to smile, trying to fit in. But a white teacher took her under the belt, right? And the white teacher, you know, you could sit with us. Because she was alone, right? She was like the other kids wasn't sitting with her. Like, what's going on? So the teacher invited her over. And just like that poison, she took that teacher in. Like, oh, my. She became like, this teacher loves me. Because, you know, in Africa, they didn't celebrate birthdays like that. Teacher came in, gave her some gifts during her birthday. Dad was always gone, so she needed all that. So she took it in, right? And when she went to go after the teacher's son, like, you know, because they was close, like, I like such and such. Teacher was like, by any means, don't you ever get it twisted that you ever date my son. So it was like all of this she was processing coming into the state. But her hair was just something that she couldn't figure out. And then later on, years on, she's still trying to figure it out. But she ran into soccer, so that became her way out, right? Because she playing soccer in Africa, right? She was playing soccer since she was 7 years old. Now at this time, she's about 11, 12, and everybody fighting over because now she's strong from walking the mountains up and down by herself, just, you know, traveling, walking my feet, going to school, you know, all that kind of stuff. She's kind of fit, and she's been doing this soccer thing. And so the teachers are like pooling over her, you know, to get her a ride and just make sure she's good. But soccer became her way out against the, you know, everyday teasing and bullying about her hair, but she started to learn, you know, braiding and protective styles, braiding the white kids' hair, the long length, you know, the European style, and really got a way out, right? And then high school, she's like, okay, I can't fit in with these guys, and I'm just gonna wear synthetic wigs, I'm gonna color it, I'm gonna go dark, I'm gonna wear that black eyeliner, I'm gonna wear my dark glasses, I'm gonna put dark stuff, I'm gonna have a bunch of white celebrities on the back of the screen. You know, I don't care what they think, but she's broken, right? She's broken because of the teasing, and it's just her shell. But guess what? That shell attracted all kind of sorts of the wrong guys, right? All because of her hair and what confidence you can do anything to unlike. I'm just saying, as a kid, you emphasize it, right? But when you're dark, somebody gonna tell you like your hair thinning, your hair dry, you look thinning on the top part, or you know, ain't got that glow, bro. Your hair kind of just sitting there, it's dead. But kids are nice enough, right, quote unquote, to tell you exactly what's going on. This is how you look. You look like a little boy. You build like this, and then, but it gets a little softer, but the same embarrassment, the same teasing, the same pressures are really there. But just people keeping it in their head. Like, you don't switch. John, do you know the dude who cracked the jokes in elementary school? He's still that same dude, but he know how to move because you can't just go somewhere and be like, he wouldn't live, right? You wouldn't live that long anyway if you did. So anyway, she's, you know, getting through high school now. It's high school time. And she was always doing her hair, but her friends' moms didn't understand, like, why is she putting that much emphasis in learning how to do her hair? But her hair is a little longer than the other kids, right? Because she's putting a lot of time in it. She's trying to figure it out. But the friend's mom was like, look, let me cut your hair. Let me cut your hair. And you know how somebody keep telling you, let me do something, and then you think it's your idea, but they the one. How does leave-in conditioner work with high porosity? What's up, Bless the Artist? The leave-in conditioner, low porosity, high porosity, it's still gonna do the same thing. It's still gonna have the same effect. It's not like you know, the leave-in conditioner. A lot of people mess up. Bless the Artist.
It doesn't sit in your hair.
And they just put a conditioner, right? Store-bought conditioner, and it sits there and they rinse it out. I never understood that, right? I didn't think about it, but while I'm putting some stuff saying it's gonna condition my hair, and I'm rinsing it right out. But low porosity or high porosity is gonna absorb deeply, no matter what type of porosity. And when you try Bless the Artist, you'll be able to see. And it's a 30-day, anytime, you know, return it if it does well with your hair. So that's amazing, right? To be in America, to be here, and you could try a product and be like, okay, how does it does with my hair? Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. And if you don't love it, send it right back, bro. I mean, right back. And so it's easy returns, and that was amazing. And then I think with all the platforms like TikTok and stuff like that, they might have a discount or something going on. But you can't go wrong investing in yourself. So where were we? All right, so we in high school, and right? And right before high school, her friend's mom was like, "Let me cut your hair, right? Let me get that out you." I'm just playing, but at that time she was like, she just needed a trim. She's like, okay, you can trim my hair. So she relaxed, right? She relaxed, Bless the Artist. And when she relaxed, her friend's mom, gave her a mushroom cut. So I think her hair was sitting on top of her head like a mushroom. And just when she was trying to grow her hair, I was like, how you cut my hair? I know my daddy distant and stuff like that. And I know I don't have the closest relationship with my daddy. He's always gone. But like, who gave you the authority really to cut my hair? I'm still a child going to college. Like, I'm going to high school at this point. But she felt so dejected, right? And so the thing about it is, she looked in the mirror and was like, damn, I got to cut my hair again. This is the fourth time she had to start over. Starting from a 9-year-old with a little bald head. Everybody else got a little hair, little ponytails and stuff. And it just was tough on her to really take that L, but she swore. She said, look, no matter what, I'm going to figure out how to, grow my hair. I'm not going to rely on anyone else to understand his hair. No matter what it takes, if I have to walk to the ends of the earth, I'm going to understand hair. And once I have it licked, that'll be it. And so right before high school, she didn't get it right there. You would think it'd be over. But yeah, that'll be. Nah, technically, it wasn't no deep relationship, right? It was like, in Africa, you don't have no relationship in the sense of, hey, daddy, what's going on? Hey, daddy, give me a trip to the movie. It's like, do what you say, play the role of a female. It's a different culture, right? Females cook, clean, and it's sad, right? Females are very powerful, and they're amazing, right? In most history, if you really study it, it's the female that's behind the man, right? If dude got a real powerful head, like, bro, don't mess with dude, he not for you. Like, really? I thought dude was for... No. Yeah, that's kind of level because she sees it. She sees the whole picture. A woman knows when something's off before we do, right? We got all that strength, we got that energy, we got everything. But a woman gonna say, look, we going the wrong way. And that's a lot of the problems, right? We go the wrong way with our hair. Like, we going a million miles an hour. We're brushing it, beating it into shape. We're putting pink lotion. We're parting our scalps. We hustling. But it wasn't working. It wasn't growing. It was thinning. It was breaking. It was dry. Like, I didn't have the life. Like, why? He got, what kind of hair he got? Like, why is his hair? You could have that life without effort. Like, it looks easy because you have everything you need right here, right? You have all the ingredients organic that's from the earth fighting for you 24/7. And that's that big brother. That's that big sister. That's that auntie that was really in the background. That's why dude never tried you. And she didn't have that, right? She went to those schools by herself. Swamped, right? Teased left and right. Bullied. And because even one time she even got punched in the face. I call her Saki Timmy but Helen called her Sakisha. I call her Saki Timmy. Like one day Saki Timmy, bigger than her, right? The bully's always going to be bigger than her. And then, Helen says something, boom, 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 boom. Helen walks away with the eye, right? And I take biotin pills with the biotin and the prize. Eat too much with the pills. Oil. Yeah, you could take the biotin in, but like you say, taking those pills
breaks you out. It
could break you out, cause acne, could have side effects. In the supplements business, it's not really regulated at all. any supplements, like all of the powders and vitamins and stuff, you don't know the side effects. You might grow a mustache in the morning. I'm just playing, but you don't know the side effects, and it's not regulated like a real drug, like that has to go through clinicals and pharmacies and have to sit there. Like, it's not like the COVID shot where you have to go through all of these processes before you even give it to one person. Like, no, it's like, okay, you have these ingredients. I think that's safe, right? But they look back years later and be like, oh, that such and such caused cancer. That such and such ingredient is the number one. And then they be like, 1-800-CALL if you ever took a product or, right. You don't want to be going through that. You don't want to be no guinea pig, right? So I promise you guys, the ingredients are here. Like, look and read and Google and look at that and be like, what are the benefits? What are the... You can see it, but the key is if you grow all these ingredients from all of these different places and you try to compile it and mix it down in the right formula, and you will have some, call me now for your free reading, and you will have a serum or not liquid gold or whatever, and you have all the stuff just sitting at the bottom and be like, oh yeah, that's the product. But it's got to be mixed in the right proportion. You will be surprised if you don't have this down. I'm talking about years of science. Dual action, biotin plus Shea Bay Bless the Artist. And by they work together, the fusion, and that's what gives us this dual action, deep penetration power, right? You got the protection, and you got the growth. You got the glow, you got the glisten. You got everything jam-packed in here, fighting for you 24/7 without you even thinking about it. Similar to your right arm, right? You wasn't thinking about your right arm, but it's there, it's working for you, and that's what you want. You want a product that you can put on, especially the serum. Guys, right now, if you want to really win, you want to start with the serum, right? But just don't start with the serum because any oil, right? You don't want it to just sit there. It's lightweight, it's non-greasy, it smells so good. But the powerful thing is that if you just put an oil and you don't have a mist, that mist, that bounce, that fusion mist that's going to really activate your scalp to open it up to make it receptive for the oil to deeply penetrate, right? Similar to like a garden or whatever, like the soil is hard. It's not taking a message. Like, you got a hard head and you're not taking a message, right? And so, like, you need somebody that's receptive to you to really see the seed or the message that you're trying to plant, right? And similar to that, you want a mist to prepare the scalp, right? Which is the root for the serum. And so you need things to work together, right? And not fight amongst each other and cancel each other out. Shout out to the likes, Bless the Artist. Does the leave-in give shine? Yes, the leave-in definitely gives your shine, right? It's not going to be shiny in the sense of sheen, and you just spray and it just sits on the top of your hair and coats it. What it does, it gives you that, yeah, there's life there, right? It gives you, hey, that look like dude, that's his hair. Like, it's like that glow. Like, dude is really, putting something there, but it's not going to be, you're not going to see my scalp shining. You see what I'm saying? So that is the amazing thing. It looks natural, it looks organic, and it's smooth. And it goes with you, right? And when you get something that's right, you're going to be like, yeah, that fits me. That's right. Dude and I click. We connect, right? It's not inorganic. It's not weak. It's that I like you. I could get it. And so that's why I love that we have this opportunity to try. That's the amazing thing. Try, see if it works. If not, ship it back. And one of the things that's amazing is the ability to try. Now, most people who try, they put themselves in position to take more shots, more chances, and then they find something that fits and makes sense. So when you don't try, that's when you lose 100% of the time, because then you have the thinness, the dryness, and the breakness, and you have the dandruff. Most people think, what? How is that normal? But at the time, I thought, when I scratch my scalp, when I do this and that, dandruff and everything flying everywhere, I used to think that was normal, just to be here. Like, okay, some people have scalp damage, some people have normal, some people genetic, some people, like, no, you didn't take care of what God gave you, right? And it's simple now with organic ingredients like Shea Bay and biotin. This is your opportunity to take that chance, right? To really capitalize on really rebalancing the scalp, which is the root. And that's the problem. Most things just sit there, smothering the scalp. Heavy, grease, and oil. It doesn't even smell good, right? You want the results, right, of the product to smell good, and just as much as the good results that you're receiving. You want it to have that 100% feedback loop. You want that harmony, right? And you want something smelling good, feeling good, and that's when they pay you good, right? Isn't that the saying to go, like, in confidence, you could do anything, right? If you hesitate. So now she's in high school at this time, and she fell in love with hot comb. She fell in love with the hot comb. And so she fell in love with the hot comb right before high school. And she used to put that heat on her hair every day, just beating it into shape, making it lay. Like, you gonna lay down. I don't care what you, like, it's your love language. Like, I don't like to be touched, but if you all touchy, that's not my language, right? But if I don't touch her throughout the day, my wife, right? She's gonna feel unloved, but that's her language. Like, if I know my hair's language, I'm gonna be able to communicate, and I'm gonna be able to have a better relationship. So if I do a little shoulder rub, a little touch here and there, she feels love, and whatever she bucks my head up, whatever it might be to get me to feel love. But it's just a different love language. That don't mean because I don't want you to touch me, I don't love you. But then at the end of the day, if she feels touching, that's her language. So okay, you can touch me here and there. All right, I gotta tolerate, but we gonna grow. So your hair has every curl, every twist, every turn is a potential weak spot. And so, like, if you beat it into shape and you move your hair on dry hair and you don't use a mist, and you don't have a mist that's really gonna soften your hair and make it manageable and easy to comb, easy to manipulate, and easy to do what you do, and you just try to brush it and just manipulate, that's not the love language. That's not love, and that's not care. And that's kind of why we have thinning, damage, breakage, and the whole nine. So one thing, heat, never use it. She thought heat was no problem, but one time she was in college and set off the fire alarm. The dude was like, what's going on in this room? But one side of her hair was big, one side of her hair was down. He's like, oh, that's what's going on in this room. And it goes on in a lot of these college rooms. It goes on a lot of times, right? Because the game is not passed down. The secrets, everything they need to know to grow healthy, thicker, fuller head of hair. And so in high school, she gets through there, but she finds out, on her way out of high school, she finds out about a little something called biotin. Biotin really put her hair in position to strike. And she started to see a little difference. And she started to see a little difference in growth, but it wasn't growing as fast as it was supposed to be, as fast as it can. Tap, 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 tap. Please, guys, follow, because if the algorithm changed, we miss out on some great value that I'm going to be able to share. And no matter what you decide to do, you can walk away with information and knowledge that's going to be captured forever, because you'll know what to do and know what to avoid. So the relaxers, cut her back. And of course, we know not to put gum, that she had to cut her hair off, right? And then she went into high school with the biotin, but she got to college, she had to cut it again. She cut it again willingly. It wasn't no matter of starting over and trying again, because she knew when that lady cut her hair, she knew that she understood a little hair. She learned something. She really didn't lose. She was learning the whole way through. And so finally, she cut her hair after high school one more time. And then let me see if I can find, where she cut her hair at right before. I don't think it's there. Let me see. One moment. Let's see. And this is. So if you can see, I don't know what I'm doing on that. So, but she cut her hair one more time before college, and right before college, her hair, she found out about biotin. She started to have a little growth, and then later on went through that, knowing not to apply heat, knowing not to do perms, but just applying biotin shampoo. But when I used to be in the college dorm, she used to have aloe vera, she used to have eggs in her hair, she used to have mayonnaise. She used to do a lot of things. I'm like, baby, we could eat that. You know what I'm saying? Like, food, you're not supposed to have all that stuff in your hair. But I never really discouraged her. One thing, I'm like, my old lady, she's putting time, energy, and effort. And I was, not learning, not to be like, oh, bro, you're in the mirror again. You trying to figure it out. I never discouraged. I was like, okay, she's doing something. She's trying. She care. I'm like, where is she getting this spirit from? But all of that teasing that went on in elementary school, it's still holding her back. It's still in her, but she's still trying to look for that yarn. I'm in our corner like, believe in yourself. You belong. You this and that. But it was like, I got to get this for me. And all that it helped to be supportive, and I never was negative. But at the same time, she really had to figure this out for her. And, the journey of her coming from, the afro and, the teasing about her hair all the way to college and doing a final chop. And then she found out about, protective styles and wigs and synthetic hair and everything. And the difference between the synthetic hair that she was using in high school versus running into some girls who use some some human hair. And human hair is beautiful, right? You could get the style you want immediately. You could get the look you want, short, long, and that's nothing wrong with that. To be able to have that flexibility to put on a different dress or style, and that's the beauty, the art, the colors, right? All of that is amazing that you could do that now, but you never neglect your natural hair. And so she was still on that journey of the natural hair. And after college, she found about Shea Babe, and then she ran up into some other products that she tried with Shea Babe, Shea Babe products or biotin. But she never seen nobody put the biotin and the Shea Babe together and to make a powerful solution, because the biotin gave her strength. The biotin strengthened her strength, but the Shea Babe made her hair thicker. And the overall thickness, it made it complete. And she said, this is amazing. And when she found some products, she tried this, and she kept trying. I said, baby, go ahead and make your own products. Make your own products. What? So she tried something and she said, okay, I like this, but I could make it better, right? And then she went into the lab and she came out with the Shea Babe Biotin, which you have today. And the serum came about when her hair on her kid, my kid, was thinning. And she had the solution in her back pocket, so she didn't have to worry about it. That's what you want. You want something that, especially in the terms of serum, you want something that you can apply and move on. You want something that you can just really move forward and be blissful. Something that smells good and something that's working for you 24/7 and strengthening those hair strands. But something that completely rebalances and recovers for your child and delicate enough to be used on the child and yet powerful enough to fight for any adult against the sun damage, against the heat, against the everyday environmental wear and tear that we have going on. And so that is where the power really came into fruition. And so you got the serum with all organic ingredients. You got the Shea Babe oil, the grapeseed, jojoba, nettle leaves, cloves, fenugreek seeds, amia powder, neem leaves, hibiscus flowers. So all of the aloe vera, and should I keep going? All of these ingredients are made in the right proportions, really focused around anti-inflammatory things, balancing the scalp, opening the pores, really having it potent and very powerful and deeply penetrative of every layer, right? And this is your blissful, apply and go, not greasy, not heavy. It's not going to hold you back. It's not an overpowering scent. It's everything you need to start. And I would tell you, in combination, grab the mist with the serum together. They'll work together. They don't fight amongst each other. And so it's not a random collection of product. It's everything you need to know, step-by-step guide. You walk away with the right regimen to guide your step. You don't need to know everything. I know it's a lot of information out there, but you just need the right person to explain it to you. The next best thing is to focus on the next step, and that's to add to cart and invest in yourself tonight. The next perfect time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is today. And everything, if you needed all the information in the world, nobody will get started with anything. So right now, I'm telling you, grab a mist with the Shea Babe and biotin, and then grab a serum today. But you can't, dirty hair doesn't grow. You want the shampoo. You want the shampoo to clean it, right? To open those pores. And so it's not clogged. If you look under a microscope, it's clogged, it's greasy, it's dirt, things that are in that hair that could clog those pores to help, stop from growing. Like if you have a balding spot or thinness, you want to have a shampoo, not a shampoo that's going to leave you stripped, right? Shampoo will leave you stripped of moisture. Every shampoo, if you break it down, it really has to remove the oils first in order to remove the dirt. I mean, it could clean you, but you're going to need a lot of water without nothing that's going to remove the oils. So when you remove the oils, right, you remove the dirt as well. But you want something that's going to retain that moisture in your hair. So the Shea Babe and biotin working together, it hands the ball off. Like something is rolling, it keeps going. Now, if you had a heavy ball moving, right, and you stopped and you have to keep starting again, it's going to be harder if you keep the ball rolling. So this shampoo keeps the ball rolling and passes the ball to the leave-in conditioner. Not just any conditioner, it's a leave-in conditioner. Like, you don't put the conditioner on your hair and then rinse it out. Like, what did it do? It didn't condition hair. So you need hair that's going to be clean, and you need hair that's going to be conditioned, and you need hair that's going to be moisturized, right? And if the moisture is not there, it's going to be dryness, and that's going to lead to the breakage. That's going to lead to the daily wear and tear of the sun and the heat. So you want the shampoo tonight, and you want the shave-in body leave-in conditioner, and you want the moisture from the serum and the mist as well. So anytime you're going to touch curly hair, you will be a fool, right? If you touch curly hair without using a mist. And that is the secret, right? Because if you don't use the mist, it leads to breakage, it leads to damage, it leads to everyday wear and tear. And that is not strength, and that's not going in the right direction. So you want something that you can spray on and just blast that hair full of moisture and just really retain it in order to style it, easy to comb, easy to move, easy to manipulate. And then you can definitely put on the serum in the morning, right? Just like a face, right? A face breaks out if it has too much oil in it. And so your scalp produces natural sebum, which is oil. The scientists call it sebum. And if you have too much oil in anything, you get a pimple. Like a scalp, you might not have a pimple on your scalp and wake up. But if the hair is not balanced, you will have thinness, you have baldness, even in the baby, right? And then if you don't have a routine, if you don't have a regimen, right now, if you don't have a routine at all, you need a routine against the elements, against the environmental toxins, against the sun damage, against the everyday wear and tear, because it curls. And every curl, every week is a potential weak spot. And that is why you get the breakage. That's why you get the thinness and the dryness. And please, by all means, write this down. Don't ever go to bed without a bonnet. If you got 5 bonnets, 6 bonnets somewhere, all laying around, don't ever go to sleep without it, because it's kind of like starting from zero. And I don't know what it is about sheets or cotton, but cotton will absorb. If you got cotton sheets or whatever, it will absorb all your moisture. And you think about it, I mean, that's what it does. That's what the material does. It soaks up moisture, and you're turning left and right every day. And we sleep, what, 8 hours a day? You multiply that about how many days? That's a lot of hours of rubbing left and right and drying and getting up in the morning. And remember, that ball stops rolling. That heavy ball stops rolling, and you're starting from zero every day. You're starting every time you went on E, and then you got to put gas in. You keep going on E. It's not good to just run anything on E, anything on dryness, anything constantly, and just trying to rebuild it, because it only could take so much hydration. Like, you can't just pour water. It's going to fall off your head. So that's why you have a mist, so that when you apply it deeply penetrates and it allows the hair to move. It's the aloe vera infused with the vegetable glycerin, right? You don't put glycerin on your hair and be like animal glycerin. You put vegetable glycerin in there. And so really organic, animal free, animal cruelty free. And it's right. It's not wrong. When you woke up in the morning, you didn't wake up, hey, I'm going to put some harsh chemicals in there. No, every ingredient will benefit. And I do nothing, right? Write this down. Do nothing that doesn't benefit you. So you want to find a product that's not a random assortment of it, right? I have to go get the shampoo from here. I have to go get a conditioner from there. You don't know what ingredient is fighting with each other. So that's why you have the curling cream as well for styling. You have the buttercream with the shea butter and biotin, and that's going to get those curls popping. That's going to hydrate those curls. And that's going to put your curls in a position to move and flex and let the curls do the talking. So years later, Helen got out of college and just really went into more playing soccer. And years later, a girl was picking on her. And Helen at this time, she's good at soccer, right? And they're all over. They're swarming like, Helen, you will not get the ball. But at this point in time, Helen threw the girl off and like, y'all are fouling me. And, the referee is not calling, but a girl came off the sideline and tried to push Helen. But Helen, believe it or not, Helen fought back. I'm always for self-defense. So I was on the sideline jumping. I was like, wow, I didn't believe you had it in you, because when you were young and you were being teased left and right and being bullied by these big people, you really took it to this girl. And so I know it was amazing to relieve yourself that you could actually fight back. And now she can let her curls do the talking when she has full, thicker hair. And could you believe it was one time, during our wedding, I told her, like, you're going to wear your natural hair out. She's like, oh, really? No, I want to wear a wig because I don't have time to play with it. And I have this vision in my head, how I want to have my hair and this and that like that. And I was like, no, I cancel the wedding. I want you to wear your natural hair. Like, all this teasing went on. Just imagine how you're coming around the corner, like the person that was counted out in the race. And when you came from Africa, they said, did you have shoes? Did you have a house? And, you look like a boy. You could play linebacker. your hair is too short and this and that, and go get a perm and go, heat, and they're telling you all these ways to solve, but nobody had the answer. Even your friend's mom cut your hair. Like, you took so many L's. Like, the heat, you didn't believe in yourself. Like, you attracted all the wrong people, all the wrong guys. Like, just the time that you could wear your natural hair. You could wear your hair because you were able to be in a position to not only empower yourself in your whole family and empower your customers so that they can have healthy hair, not even for them tonight or you guys tonight, but your whole family. So this is right. This is the answer, right? And so the wisdom in that is tonight that with the right ingredients, with the right people, because not only that, when you invest tonight in your serum, in your mist, in your repair mask, in your buttercream, in your shampoo and conditioner, and your whole kit, not only that, you have me in your corner. And that's what I do. I'm going to go live every night explaining this stuff to you because there's a lot of information out there. And it's okay if you failed at this in the past. It's okay. It's not your fault. It was either the chemical pushers with the relaxers, and we don't even know dude's name, but they figured out if they want to get their hair straightened, I have to find a way out to get their hair straightened. Whatever chemicals I use, it might burn a hole through their scalp if they don't have access to water, right? With these relaxers, but I have a way to straighten their hair. I just have to get them to wear some gloves and do the little thing, and then we get paid. But that's not the answer. That's not ethical. And for Helen to be in a bathroom somewhere on some place on earth and with a relaxer and having access and no supervision to apply it, it could be done. So when you put those chemicals out on the market and put a kid's face on it or put an adult's face on it, these things will happen. So we don't want to do anything that's going to lead to harsh chemicals or animal cruelties. So here tonight, it doesn't matter, right? You can go to and shop wherever, but the key is that we can focus on making sure the ingredients are organic, animal cruelty free, vegan, and in a right proportion. That's going to be lightweight. That's going to balance your scalp. That's going to rejuvenate and put your hair and create the growth environment that it needs, right? Clean hair, dirty hair doesn't grow. You want moisture, right? Moisture in your hair, and you want conditioned hair, right? So if you have all of those working for you, all working under the power, under the platform, under the foundation of Shave A plus Biotin fused together, that is when you win. So when you grab your solution tonight, this is your answer. This is your chance to take back that hair, to take back those curls, to put hydration into your hair and really step forward from there. So any questions, like I'm about to go crazy into really answering this stuff, and I could stay here all night really explaining this stuff to you, but really I want to walk away not just telling these amazing stories, and I just really want to know where you guys are from. Tap, 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 tap on the screen. And so you have the mist, you have the aloe vera, you have the vegetable glycerin, you have the everything light in here and mixed in the right proportion. And it's not just water, right? Water is amazing, but water without the fusion of the vegetable glycerin and the fusion of the aloe vera doing healing powers, right? You know about the powers of aloe vera, and you don't have to be in your kitchen with aloe vera and all of this stuff. It's already put down into a science, and it's already made to work in proportion with the serum. So when you walk away with your serum, your liquid gold, customers are telling us it's liquid gold because it's really doing wonders, right? For healing a scalp that's aggravated, that's out of balance, that is really fighting the everyday wear and tear, the sun damage, and the environmental toxin. If you don't have a serum, you're really exposing your hair out there to fend for itself, right? And that's not what we want to do. We want to be wise moving forward. And because you found out about this and you know better, you're able to be in a position to do better about this. So it shouldn't be any confusion, because when you apply this in the morning, you go, right? You get a serum in your routine. If you don't have a routine, that's where you're messing up, right? You want to be in a position where you can move forward with the power of the things that are supporting you, right? Foundational products, not random assortment of things thrown at you, fighting amongst each other. You want those things working together, fused all under the big, powerful, like the small hinges that swing big doors is the Shea Bay and the biotin. And the shampoo and conditioner is fused with the Shea Bay and biotin as well. And so, of course, you got your cleaning agents in there, but you got the biotin and the Shea Bay fighting for you. So that is the win tonight. If you walk away with anything, you know, one, we talked about make sure you wear your cap before you go to bed. Make sure that before you touch your hair, if you don't have a mist, you're going to be in a rude awakening, tearing those strands. And also, when you have those split ends, you got to make sure that you get to those split ends. One thing about having a mist as well, you got to mist and you focus on those split ends. You grab them, take a part of your hair, pull it out, pull it out the way, and spray those ends. Keep those ends real moisturized, and when that's going to stop a lot of breakage, right? And then leave-in conditioner is going to help you. You can even style with it. That's one of the amazing things about having a leave-in conditioner, not just any leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner infused with Shea Bay and biotin. It strengthens those hair strands in between styles, right? Because everything you keep wearing and tearing, you keep touching it, over time, anything, you keep bending it back and forth, anything is going to break over time. It's called wear and tear, right? But you need a serum, you need shampoo and conditioner that's going to retain moisture, that's going to make that hair more flexible, more malleable, more alive, right? To give you flow, to give you rhythm, and just you want that to put yourself in a position to make those curls bounce again, really be hydrated, and really have the solution to do such a thing. So anything, any style you want, you'll be able to imagine all the styles that you're going to have and access to. So if you're listening right now and you're in the corner and you feel like, yeah, I'm hearing, but it's a lot of information out there, what I'm just telling you right now, you can try. And when you walk away today, you have the information, but you cannot move off information alone. You have to have the right power. You can't be like a boxer, with weak arms. You swing, but you're losing arms. These gives you the arms, the right products. Yeah, you know what to do. You're trying to bob, you're trying to weave, you're trying to move out the way, right? And you're probably doing so much of that because half of the battle is really not about what you do to the hair. It's about what you don't do. The perms, the relaxers, the heavy greases, store-bought products with a lot of filler in it. Yeah, I don't really need to do much to my hair because I'm going to get the shampoo and conditioner from the store. I'm not going to think too much. I'm going to just wash it and put my wig on, put my cap. But make sure we don't hide behind wigs. Make sure we don't hide behind caps because you don't have to choose between a healthy head of hair and a wig. And I'm going to always have a wig. And all the wigs smell the same. I'm going to just tell you right now. Guys might not tell you, but all the wigs smell the same. And it's okay. Wigs are cute and it has its place, but you still should be able to have the option, right? To do both. And that's what it's about, having options, being able to have the freedom. I could wear a wig short, long, but I could also not, when I pull my wig off, everybody's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. And right now, if you failed at this, it's okay. This is why you have the opportunity tonight to invest in yourself, to really tap into, and it's really start. If you don't know where to start, grab your serum. Try it out. Grab your serum, try it out. You will not go wrong by investing in yourself. Any bosses in here know what I'm talking about. Time is money, and you got the 30-day return, easy returns, 100% money back guarantee. Because I'm not in the business of, the money alone. If the money, you get the money, and I could do this again, and I can continue doing it. That's why we've been able to do this for years. But without the money is just a token. Because guess what? I don't want it to do business, and I don't want your money if the business is not satisfying you. So making sure that you're satisfied is my number one priority. And this is why I go here and weave these stories together and talk about why the founder, Helen Adams, came up with these amazing products, because she thought that the shampoo, the relaxer was going to get it. She thought that the heat was going to beat it into shape. But now she can really wear the wig if she wants. If it's heat outside, if it's damaged, she could do that. But also on our wedding day, she was able to wear our natural hair out. And so that is the power behind having options. And this was what it would do. It would put you in a position to do what you want to do when you want at that time. Right now, you feel trapped in a corner. No matter what you try, It may not have worked. You may have tried many other products in the past, but store-bought products. But this is a whole new genre. This is a whole new chance to put yourself in a position to strike. And so if you're out there and you're hesitating, you're on the fence, go ahead and try. Get your bottle. And so you don't have to wait another week, right? So we can ship it out first thing in the morning. And you can have access to it soon. And you don't have to go another week of dryness, another week of itchy scalp, thinning, hair that's a little spotty here now. Or you want to get that glow back. Or you want to take control of your hair's narrative. If you ever been called or your hair thin or you ever been confused about it, you want to try organic ingredients. You want to try things from the earth, right? And that's all scientists are trying to do, right? Think about it. Like, even if you make a robot, you're trying to make a human that's already working by nature. You want things that are from nature. I'm talking about green, organic, blissful things, right? Things that make sense. Things that do multiple things at one time. A lot of these stuff like, oh, well, if I do this, if I do that. No, this is going to be good for your eyesight if you eat this carrot. It's going to fill you up if you eat this carrot. It's going to provide your body with water if you eat this carrot. If you do these things and all the other list of things that, things that are in nature does, right? So when you do something right and you quench that thirst, not only is it going to hydrate your hair, not only is it going to protect you from breakage, damage, not only is it going to have a shield to protect you from the sun and the environmental toxins, just like, it does multiple things at the same dang time, right? So that's what you really want. You want things that are going to put you in a position to win, right? How are you going to win the game of, your hair if you don't even have the right product? So first and foremost, people are got in their cabinets, right? Things that is expired. Hair products that's expired 2 to 3 years ago. Or, you want fresh with the expiration date, with the ingredients there. You want real full transparency now. No one should be ever confused. And what I'm saying here, when you invest tonight, you will have me in your corner as well. Huh? Open the door. What do you want? So any questions, let me know. I hope I'm not missing. I got 82 messages. That's not real. People probably answering questions. And I don't know how to work the thing. But when we get crazy in here and we really start, babe, can you please check that? I want to make sure I'm answering questions. I'm not missing anything. And so, it's really a conscious decision, right? It's really comes down to...
Someone share the live. Thank you, Dino.
Yes, it really comes down to having your identity be shaped by your experiences and really owning your narrative. Following. Taking back your narrative, right? If you failed at this in the past, there's a lot of information out there. And there's chemical pushers, right? It's the, it's the relaxing companies. We don't know the guy's name. There's no face on the product, right? They might put a black face on the product. But we don't know the guy who really was in the lab burning people's scalps. I mean, how many people got burned? I mean, we make it in the movies. I mean, the hot combs that we go through. A lot of pain we go through to beat it in shape. But I wouldn't do that. Like, we got to make wigs cool. Like, I'll style a wig. I'll do whatever, because that's a protective style. Braids and everything, right? All of those things. Let that take the heat. Let that take whatever, right? Put on a sun hat. Do whatever you need to do. Wrap your hair like the religion, the Muslim religion, or religions who, cover their hair and then they pull their hair out. It's all protected and good and stuff. But don't do it to your natural hair. Your hair, you can't never forgive it, right? The dyes, the chemicals and stuff like that. Having those options. You can do what you want, right? But at the end of the day, do you really want that, right? No, you really want full, thicker hair that when you're able to, you can go out and let your hair do the talking and let the bounce, let the curl, the glow, and let people represent and see your crown. The first thing you let yourself go with is your hair, right? The hair is gone. Like, oh man, I'm gonna just throw a cap on. I'm gonna just thug it. Like, I'm gonna just wash and keep going. I'm thinning right here. Every time I look, my hair is going back. My hair is going back. My hair is going back. But I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, I'm gonna just always have a wig. I'm gonna buy me a $200, $300 wig. Like, I got the money. I'm gonna have the length. I can get it tomorrow. But really, at the end of the day, do you really, really want to keep pushing off investing in yourself? So where my boss is at right now is going to invest in himself and do a good job starting and putting himself to win. It's not just for you. You deserve this. When you invest tonight, it's for you and your whole family. The shampoo and conditioner You'll see how it feel. It gives you that plump hair. And in the plumpness and the fullness, you're like, dang, the hair is hydrated. My hair is fat. My hair got that thickness, that fullness, and that plumpness that I desire. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what I'm missing. I get it now. And so when your hair takes to that, when your hair is hydrated, when your hair is full of moisture, you'll be able to see its style easily. You'll be able to jump in and out different styles. You'll be able to choose more, and you have options. And then you have a steady growth, right? You have that, not a roller coaster. You don't know what worked. You don't know what you put in your hair. You will know. It's the power. It's that wisdom of the shea and biotin fuels the dual action formula, fighting to protect and to score. Like, you can't be a football team or basketball team or a sport and all you want to do is score, score, score. No, you need something that's going to protect the length that you already have. That's going to protect those curls that you already have. And going to protect those hair strings. Just give that color back, that vibrancy back. And that's what you want. Without doubt, without hesitation, because you will know. It's kind of like, hey, I know that my hair will grow because I got the best product. And you want that confidence. And when you have that confidence, you could do anything. And half of the battle going through Helen when she was young, she didn't have that confidence. And that deterred all her whole path. It was like when she knew that her confidence was shot, right? She went into a place of making bad decisions as far as taking care of the clothes she wore. That attracted the wrong kind of people, right? She went into a bad habit of heat, trying to beat into shape just for that party tonight. She didn't know about wigs and other things that could protect, braids. All of these things were shelters that God blessed people with to put us in position to win. Hopefully they're getting the wigs and stuff ethically, right? So you gotta think about that. Like, oh well, I'm getting a wig from Asia. Like, hopefully they ain't stripping no people hair, cutting their hair, going to all that kind of business. So when you wake up in the morning, you can be less reliant on it, right? The whole culture, your family, your team could be less reliant because they understand the secrets. So Helen came out, baby from Africa, grew there, and that was life, right? Playing soccer, going around the neighborhood, and she, topless playing soccer, but you go topless down here. Nah, it's just a different world. But you would think in Africa, it would be the Wakanda of Africa, and they would have long, thick, and full flowing hair. But no, they don't have time. Similar to America, they gotta work. They gotta get it. Like, just come off the plantation. We just come from slavery. We just come from sharecropping. We just come from Jim Crow. Like, we behind. We don't have the confidence. We thought beauty was all the commercials with long, straight hair. Like, we have to figure it out. When we figure it out, hopefully it ain't too late and we ain't give up, right? But you got everything now. You got the right products. You got the formula. You got all the internet. You in the great times to have the information and everything you need at your fingertips. But you cannot move off information alone. You have to have the right information infused in the product, the right knowledge infused in the product, so you have everything in the right proportion, in the right formula, lightweight formula, non-greasy, non-heavy, and all the product smells so good. So you will never go wrong. It's not that it comes from XYZ. Is that the quality is there. And that's what you judge the people by. You judge the people by the quality, right? Is that making sense? Someone who's going to stand behind their product and die about it. That's going to be here 10, 11 o'clock explaining to you the business and here every day. They're not going anywhere. That's why we in the business for years. You got the benefits of it. You don't have to go through what Helen did when she got to the United States and her dad brought her here and she was teased every day in school about her hair and how her hair wasn't growing and how it was short and that she couldn't figure it out. She looked like a boy because her hair wasn't growing. And now at our wedding, her friends she was able to wear her hair out and really coming from, the boy fro and having to cut her hair 4 or 5 times. The first time it was because the school said her hair was all over the place and she couldn't braid. The second time, the second time, you see that this is TikTok? Mm-hmm. So the second time, yeah, but you ain't got to know that stuff.
Oh, no, you can't see that.
So, yeah, so it's all about, she got her hair cut the first time out of school because her mom couldn't braid. She couldn't choose that. She was a little girl growing up in Africa. She grew up in America. She grew up anywhere. She couldn't choose that. Her mom couldn't braid. She couldn't choose that. Her teacher cut her hair. She couldn't stop.
I'm trying to write it back because
but the key is that You know, she had to get it cut because she had lack of knowledge, whether it came from my mama, whether it came from her. But it took a long time for her to really know and understand that she had to figure out her hair. And she could do it herself. A lot of times people say, oh, well, I let my stylist do my hair. I'll tell my stylist about it. And there's a lot of emphasis on someone else taking care of their journey. But when Helen realized after the fourth time she got a haircut that she had to really stand on understanding her products no matter what it took her. Understanding her hair no matter how long it took her. So she started to dive into books. She started to dive into remaking, shampoo and conditioner that really understands her hair. So whenever you invest in Nike, you say, man, look, this product, this not random and it really understands me. And so that's the amazing focus about it now. You want something that really understands you, gets you, and you can move forward. And so that's the power of having the right product and the right people in the right process. So today we're here. We're not going anywhere because when you invest, you buying and investing in us as well. So we know we're going to be in your corner 24/7, answering any questions, any comments, anything I can explain better to make sure that I'm better at explaining the benefits of this so that you can walk away and win. I don't want you on the fence. I don't want you confused. This is something that when you invest tonight, you can walk away with the power of growth and wisdom because you stumbled upon a station and you stayed tuned. I want you to benefit. You've been here for a while. You stayed tuned and you locked in. Go ahead and get the benefits and walk away and say, look, I gave myself a try and I invested in myself and now I'm in position to win.
What can someone with dry hair use?
With someone with dry hair, I would recommend they start with the serum, but not just the serum because the serum is going to carry the boat. But I want you to use the mist. The mist activates the scalp and really rebalances it and prepares it for the serum to deeply penetrate the scalp. And the scalp is the root. So you must start from the root of the problem, right? Which is the scalp. And the roots, and going back to your roots, that's where your strength is. And if the scalp is not right, the root is not right, nothing will prosper. So, thank you, Funny Fox 528P70. Thank you. And so that's what it's about, sharing that message. And Helen got her hair cut by a teacher, but she got to the United States. But the kids just saw what was there. And we're judged. No matter what we think about it, we're judged to this day. No matter who you are and where you're at, we're judged by our hair, we're judged by our clothes, we're judged by our skin, we're judged by everything. And so the kids were nice enough to tell her she looked like a boy, her hair wasn't growing, and she had a little boy fro, and she could be a linebacker. And these were the words that were processed by a girl, and she never gave up, right? And she finally figured out.
But run over anybody any day.
At least she knows, and it left a mark on her that it stayed with her to this day. And she takes care of her hair because of the kids were nice enough to tell her all of those things, right? And she got into school. A guy told her, hey, you look beautiful, this and that. Your hair is beautiful. And he put gum in her hair. She ran to the teacher. Teacher did nothing about it. And then years later, she ran into a group of girls that say, look, perms are in. If you want to be down with us, grab a perm, girl. Get in line. She went and got the perm. She put the perm in herself. And then her hair was like, oh, my God, I got a ponytail. Never mind the big old black bird spot that was in her head. But guess what? She went to school the next day and said, girls, I did it. I'm in. I could fit in. I could finally be one of you guys. Because in Africa, that was where she fit in. Everybody went to school. Everybody played soccer. There was no worries about hair. Even no worries so much that the teacher cut it, right? It wasn't valued out there. And you would think it would be the Wakanda, but it wasn't. And so she gets to school, and the girl's like, yeah, you got the perm. Yeah. So she didn't get no justice. She didn't get nobody to fit in with in the schools.
6 minutes.
So, and so the whole purpose of that is, the gum, the perms didn't work. And then she fell in love with the hot comb. So she fell in love with the hot comb, beating it into shape, frying her hair, even setting off the alarm when she got to college. But before that, her friend's mom cut her hair into a mushroom cut, and that's when she swore, look, I got to figure this hair out. If it's the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to walk the ends of the earth, and I'm going to be wise, and I'm going to be figuring out this hair. And that's when she really went into the lab, right? And when she's on, and then she went into college, she went through that journey, aloe vera, applying eggs, mayonnaise. And guys, please don't use mayonnaise against your hair. It will dry out your hair. But she was figuring it out. I didn't say anything about it. I wasn't negative about it. Man, when you was applying hair, did I say anything negative about it?
No, you just look confused.
Nah, but I was
like,
quiet.
What's going on?
But I was quiet, right? I never discouraged you from growing your hair. And then
right.
Whatever she tried all of that. And then she found a product that she kind of liked, and it contained shea butter. And then she started to research shea butter. But, she felt great that she tried biotin, which put biotin and shea butter together. And then she started to make her own products. And then she got it down to a science. And then now it's benefiting customers. And so that's why every night we're going to tell a story to make sure you walk away not only with information, but the next step. The next step is to invest tonight. And it was two types of people in the class, right? The professor had group A and group B. He told group A, take as many pictures as you want, right? And that's how you're going to get an A. Whoever take the most pictures is going to get an A. But he told group B, look, take the best pictures. So they was trying to look for all the best angles, and they didn't take many pictures. So group B ended up with meh pictures, but group A ended up with a lot of angles and a lot of shots because they tried. So what I'm telling you tonight is try, because you're going to have the best chance to see what works for you. But if you don't try, if your eyes are closed, you don't know who's good or bad or what's bad or good, and you keep your eyes closed, you miss that diamond, right? And so tonight, you got the information, you got the stories, and I'm here in your corner. And guys, make sure you follow too, because the algorithm changed. I might not never see you again, and I might not never be able to share that message. So you want that positivity, right? Because this is the positive channel where we're going to share good inspirational stories and really answer any questions, especially when it comes to hair. So you could tone in and out anytime you want. But if you miss that opportunity, if we don't follow and stay connected because you didn't take that shot, you didn't reach out, but it's easy to click of a button, just a follow. It doesn't hurt. And I'll be here sharing with you. Whenever you invest tonight, you have us as well. So there's teamwork, and I'm excited. I'm super amped. I was glad I was able to tell a story tonight. Hopefully that helped somebody. And eventually Helen was able to throw them dupes on somebody at soccer, right? And because she didn't run away. The kids who's always trying to run away and avoid that energy. But now she could bring that energy. And at our wedding, she was able to wear natural hair. She was able to let her hair do the talking. She was able to let her curls do the talking. And she's in shape. It really just changed her whole life. Gave it a confidence. Now we got a team, got a beautiful family and everything. All because she changed the trajectory of her life and made the right decision to invest tonight and invest in the products and invest that day. The best time to grow a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is today. So you can do that. You can take action. You don't have to worry about all the doubt and confusion anymore. You can have that solved, right? The person who needs money, that's the only thing they're worried about. Money, money, money. The person who needs a wife, they're the only thing about wife, 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 or husband, husband, husband. But once it's solved, they don't think about that at all, right? So whenever you invest tonight and your hair is growing and it's thick and it's full and it's balanced, and you could just apply a serum and you have the answer for fullness, you don't have to think about that at all. You can have fun. It's your everyday glow, bounce and go. And so that's the serum, right? It solves that as well. So you can free your mind to do amazing things in life, right? You don't have to think about something that's solved. You don't have to worry about something that's solved without confusion. You'll have something that's working for you 24/7, protecting those strands from the heat, the damage, and the environmental toxins, all because of the organic ingredients fused, fighting for you for that lint retention, that breakage control, that avoiding that damp hair, and really giving it that promptness, and that glow. And so with that being said, I'm super excited. I'm amped. Guys, make sure y'all follow, like. I was super excited to amp up, man, and talk about the product with you. And I hope you walk away with some information that's going to really change your life. And really, I encourage you to ask any questions, because that's what this is about, for me to really condense it down and really break it down to you and simplify it.
1 minute.
And so with that being said, I got 1 minute left for questions. Ask away. It's okay. Every question is a blessing that could open somebody else's eyes and encourage the next person. So if anything you got to say tonight, that's going to put you in a position to get closer to resolving dryness, breakage, or thinning, or just, hey, I need a shampoo and conditioner that's going to agree with my hair. I've been trying store-bought products that has a lot of filler in it, or they use cheap oils to save money, but this is rich with ingredients, rich with organic ingredients from the earth, fenugreek seeds and things that you won't even think about on your palate that mom, grandmama didn't expose us to. Our family did. But now you have access to this based on research, based on the backing of real world science. And with that being said, we had a great time. I can talk about this all day, as you guys know, but I want you guys to follow, and we can continue to talk, continue to tell some amazing stories. And every episode is different. You are ProdigySlay, and with that being said, ProdigySlay. Do your research, guys. ProdigySlay and the team is out, and hopefully I was able to share some great stuff with you. Please give some feedback, and with that being said, love you guys. I'm out.